So here we have our little Peugeot 306 1.8 16 valve Meridian. It's a car that we've owned in the family for about 13 years or so. We've tended to use the car as a spare car for when other cars go wrong or whatever. So it's not really been used as a daily driver most of the time. Just occasionally it's got a bit more use than others. It's not in bad condition for a 20-year-old car, 21-year-old car nearly. We'll have a look at the mileage in a minute. I think it's about 131,000 miles on the clock, but we'll just have a little walk around like this. A couple of little points to point out here. The alloys aren't in bad condition and all the tyres are good. Certainly plenty of mileage left in all of the tyres. The only bad bits really to point out is the bit of rust around the bottom of the windscreen, or sorry, not the windscreen but the tailgate here, and just here it's just starting to rust as well. I think this is not uncommon for these 306s because it's where the water drips off the wiper blade here and goes down into the onto the metal, so it just ends up rusting. I've seen these colour tailgates about on eBay going for not an awful lot of money, so I guess you could change the whole tailgate over and do away with that problem and the little dent that's just down at the bottom of the tailgate here, so that would cure all of that problem. It had an exhaust fitted a couple of years ago that's got quite a nice little raughty note to it, but not too loud, which is good. It's also had a new clutch last year, and it had a new battery today because the car's been sitting around all through lockdown and everything. The battery had gone flat, and there was no coming back from the death of the battery, so I stuck a brand new battery on it. That's from Halfords. It's got a 3-year warranty on it, so obviously that warranty had come with the battery as well, which is good. Just have a look at the alloys on this side as well. You can see they're in fairly good condition as well. For you find a lot of newer cars that have got the alloys in far worse condition than this, so they're not too bad at all. So the bonnet lifts nice and easily on these because they've got the rams on them to help open up the bonnet. Not too bad under the bonnet there, fairly tidy. And then if I just go and start it up, you'll hear starts incredibly easy and has no real nasty knocking noises or anything like that. It's all good there. This model, being the Meridian, also has ABS fitted on it as well, which is all present and correct and working, so that's good. And we've also converted this car to having the xenon headlights on it as well. You can easily swap them back to the H7 bulbs if you want to, but this has got xenon lights in it, which has improved the lighting no end, which is good. Also fitted with fog lights as well, as you can see. Now this car is fitted with the semi-climate control system and has obviously got air conditioning as a result of that. However, the air conditioning isn't working at the moment because this pipe just down here has got a very small hole in it, and it allows the refrigerant to escape. So you could get that repaired or replaced, I guess, for not too much money, I hope. So that's the exterior of the car. You've got half leather interior as it's a Meridian model. Not in bad condition, no rips or tears in any of the interior. The leather is suffering from what leather normally suffers from, with a bit of wear and a bit of sort of cracking on the surface. I've just given this a wipe over with leather feed, and it's actually come up reasonably well. So again, not bad for 20-year-old leather. The steering wheel has got a bit of cracking of the leather coating, not the actual leather itself, but the leather coating at the top there. I'm guessing that's just where the sun's got to it, to be honest with you. Going to the rear, again, half leather in the rear, and headrests in the rear as well, and quite tidy condition for a 20-year-old car, really. Let's just go around to the boot. Boot lid all functions as it should. Boot's fairly clean in there. Jack doesn't like sitting in its original resting place, so I've just left it where it is at the moment. So boot is not bad. Original stereo system with the speakers built into the parcel shelf as well, so that's all original kit. Just coming around to the other rear. Again, fairly good condition inside really. Leather's come up fairly clean. And finally to the front passenger seat. Not in bad condition at all really. The passenger door trim has just started to show its age a little bit here, where the cloth's starting to come away. I guess if you took it apart and refitted this the door handle round here and used some spray glue on there, I'm sure that would come up absolutely fine. We can see that if we start her up, all the lights come on as they should, and then after a few seconds all the lights go off as they should as well, which is good. Power steering obviously all works just nicely there, which is good. So that's all working as it should. As you can see, 131,027 miles on the clock, but the engine runs sweet as a nut. We'll do a little drive out in a moment or two, and you can actually see the car driving. This car is also fitted with the passenger airbag cut-off switch as well. So what you can do is you can actually pop the ignition key into there, and you can turn off the passenger airbag so that you can put a child seat in the front passenger seat quite safely without risk of injuring the infant. Let's just show how nice she drives. So we'll just pop out onto the main road. Rattles and bangs as we go along. Said earlier, the car had a new clutch fitted last year, complete clutch kit including bearing and cover plate, and the clutch is now nice and light, which is good. You can hear it goes through all the gears. We're in fourth now, it's accelerating. Over 3,000 RPM in this car, and yeah, it's just cruises along nicely, no problem at all. Been on the dual carriage racer, now we'll go back